Today we're going to be doing a installation on a Ford BA using some of the products I've made. Firstly, we've got a head unit. We're just going to be doing a simple Bluetooth head unit, CD. These ISO harness you can just readily available. It's direct plug and play, so plug into the back, it becomes an ISO. And just a Facia kit for the FBAFH with the cigarette socket relocated, and also like a little harness that I've made. So just direct plug and play. For you guys out there, you can pretty much purchase this kit and do it yourself. Within about 15 minutes, you can get install a whole head unit for yourself. Okay. So let me just move into the car and I'll show you how to take off the dash, and we come back here and assemble the whole thing. Okay. Okay, so this is the basic layout of a FBAFH Ford. So the only tools we're going to be needing today is pretty much a little plastic pick or plier, a ply to remove the plastic trimmings with, and also just a Phillips. I've got a drill to make it a lot quicker, but you can use just a normal Phillips screwdriver. First things first, to remove this part of the console here, it is pretty straightforward. Get this and try to nudge it from underneath here. Also, you can just if you've got a bit of fingernails, you can lift on this part here. There's got two little speed clips underneath here that pushes down. So just lift it up like that. Also, push the gear stick back just so it just helps, and then wedge this underneath here, and you can pretty much pull straight up. And then see, just for these things go straight down. Okay, so let's put that aside there. After that, we've got two Phillips screws that takes off this little part of the trim here. So just take that one off. Two, and then that one there will pretty much slide out like that. Okay, so let's put that aside because we're going to be needing that later. So when we put it back together, so there you go. It's always going to look messy underneath here because nobody takes it off to clean it. So don't worry about it, it's just okay, it's just normal. Now to get this part of the pocket assembly out, all these is just two Phillips from the top down here. Okay, so you're going to see it either side, so just remove that, put in a little tray there so you don't lose the screws there. Now that one there will just pretty much slide backwards like that. Okay, and all you got to do is just unplug the cigarette socket, which has a little tab on it. I will zoom in later also, or if you can just have a look, there's like a little plastic tab there that when you press it, it makes it easy to release. Okay, so press and pull it out, that will release it from the cigarette socket here. Okay, there's a little trick to removing this out. I'll show you that in a minute on the bench, but pretty much I'm running receipt. Okay. So pretty much that's what we need now. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. Just before I forget, we don't have to remove this ICC unit to install this whole unit here. It's pretty much a plug and play. You can do it yourself within about 10-15 minutes or so. Underneath here, if you feel it, if you reach underneath here, you should be able to feel like a little cable with foam taped around it. That is the antenna to go for this. Pretty much just pull down and it comes out like that. Okay, so that's your antenna right there. Now that's for your cigarette lighter, which we're going to be relocating a bit lower, but that's pretty much it. That's all we need here. So come to the bench there, and I shall show you how to take the socket out and assemble the new unit into the Facia kit, and yeah, continue with the installation. Okay, so back at the bench here. I know it's a different location from what you guys used to seeing, but we've relocated. Now I'm just doing it out of my garage. So here we go. To remove this cigarette socket here, easiest way is there's a little Phillips at the back here. We're gonna take that one out, slide that back. Opens up this so you can actually see all the tabs there. So at the front there, open it up. Okay, and we're going to want to pull it a little bit, push it a little bit out and twist it. Okay, because we need to get, see the little black tab in there? I'm not sure if you can see it. There's a little black tab in there. we need to spin that around to the open part where it's open. See, so let me show you. Just use a screwdriver or so, and we can spin it like that. See, now we want to push it because we want to get those pins in there out. Okay, see there's pins in there. I'm not sure if you can see that. There's pins in there. We want to get them and the one up here, see, into the clear, so we can actually push it in, push the pins in, and then the whole thing can come right out. Okay, so let me just do that. Push it in. Push it in. See where it comes out. We'll leave it like that because we're going to be assembling onto the new Facia Kit. So let's just put this away again. There. These Facia kits are pretty much readily available as well. There's two different types. There's one with the open at the bottom, and then there's another one where it has like two USB ports on the back here, and it covers it up a bit more. I like these because the bracket's a bit more thicker, you know. So, but this is what I will provide with my kits. So, Facia kit and the loom there. And all you got to do is just purchase one of these ISO, which is you can get it from anywhere from your Supercheap, Repco, JB, or any other car audio, you know, specialist. So let's get the Facia kit out of the packaging. This is it. So it's pretty straightforward. We get our cigarette socket again. Okay, the lid always folds downward, flips downward, sorry. Push that in to there. So we're trying to get that part in. And now we're going to push these tabs out a bit because it's a little bit snug in there. So push it out and then push this back in. Okay, and then it locks in. So we're just trying to do that. Sometimes it just doesn't want to play, but you just gotta be patient with it, and then push this through, and then just turn these tabs using a screwdriver. Makes it a lot easier. We'll flip it until it locks up into that little tab again. And it's locked up, so that's what we need. That's one. Now these is pretty. These Facia kits comes with little screws here. 5 little screws. They're tapered in as well, and they're very coarse. So it bites into these holes pretty good, you know. So yeah. I know I should be having like a little cloth underneath here so it doesn't scratch the paint off the plastic, but for argument's sake, just say I have one. If you tighten up too much, loosen up just so you can line the other hole before you tighten up the whole thing again. Is just of course we're going to try and do some mushrooms. We just need 4 screws, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 mushrooms. I'll put mushrooms anyway because it look like a mushroom. The trick with these is slide it in, because you got these little tabs that comes up here. You can, I don't know if you can see it, it protrudes out a little bit, further than the cradle itself. So when you slide it in here, it's gonna get caught in some of these holes here where the screw goes. But when you get past it, and it sort of like gets behind that bend there, and it locks it in place. So it serves the purpose, but in saying that, it makes it a little bit hard sometimes. See? So okay. Once it goes in there, it stops it from coming back at it as well. Okay, but yeah, just when you line it up, try not to go too high up or too low down, because then you're going to see gaps. You're trying to get it right in the middle there somehow. This way, leave it on the side of the bench like that, and you're going to just slightly put it in, but don't tighten up yet. Just in just a little bit, and then line it up before you make that final adjustment. Okay. And once it's in, flip around the other side. Oh yeah, sorry. Another trick with these is if you got the face on it, makes it easier, because then you can see if it's gonna be detachable still or not. Okay? So once the face is on it, it just helps it with the lining up. Lined up straight. Okay, now just before we put it back into the car side, just make sure it detaches and you'll be able to put it back in pretty easily without having to, because if it's too high up it gets caught, and too low down it gets caught again. So that's pretty much it. You have one more extra screws that will go into this little section right here, this little hole there. So in the car, when you put this on, slide it in, it will line up to that hole there. So once you put it in, sorry, let me just, there, like that, the two holes meet up, put that little screw into there, and that will stop it from sliding out when you're yanking your cigarette socket back out. So that's what that does. So that's the purpose of that. Now, pretty much all we need now is just a bit of sticker tape. I'm pretty sure you've got some lying around. I've got my little trusty claw, which helps me to retrieve the loom from tight corners in the corner and stuff like that. We won't ever need it anymore. Just need the Phillips again, the loom and tape. That's it, pretty much. So let's get back to the car and I'll show you the rest of the installation. Okay, now we've got back to the car. So this is the driver's side here. Behind this fuse box here, there should be a female side of these two plugs here. I'm going to put a picture on that up soon, so you can have a look. But it's pretty much plugged straight into there. This side here goes into the blue one, and this one here goes into like the 6-pin harness there. Okay, which is the female of it. Like I said, I was taking a photo and I'll show you which one to plug it into. But it's pretty much plug it straight in and run the wire across here through the hole and shooting up that way there, and pull down to there, and then plug into our head unit. So let me just get underneath here. Okay, over here, I don't know if you can see me coming across here or so. Let me just see. So that's the blue plug that goes into there, and that's the 6-pin other plug there. So just right behind the fuse box there, that's the fuse box, and just right behind it there. So you can pretty much reach your hand under and grab it out. Right? This is as furthest as it's going to extend, just about there. So if you can just get behind here, you can have a look. Don't worry about this plug here, you don't need it for this application anyway. So all we need is just getting power from here and audio into here. Okay, so let me just pass the phone back so I can plug these in. Give our power straight in, and then our audio straight in, which tapped into the factory auxiliary. Okay, that way there, it allows you to keep your steering wheel control. So I'll show you how to do it. Once we've plugged it in, what we're going to do now is just run the wire up and over some of these. I'll probably show you a easy route to run it is go up there, there's like a little wire, you just tuck it over it. Okay, so we're trying to, and then over here, this plug here, which goes most likely to the indicators or so, you just go through this here. Okay, and then through this one as well, the same plug but just on the other side, pull it all through. Okay, pull it all through like that or so. Pull this one through. It's going to look as factory as we can make it, but pull it up there so it looks sort of nice and neat. And then over here there's like a bar that comes up here, that's for reinforcing the dash there. There should be like 2 holes. Go for the further one up. Okay, the top hole, it's like a long oval hole or so, just pop it through there. It's fine, and then we'll bring it back down like that or so, and then we're going to tuck the wires underneath here. Okay, just behind the vents or so underneath. Now let me just grab my other tool there, and I'm going to pull through. Some of you probably won't have this tool, but if you do, then you know I recommend. It's probably about $10 tool from you can pick them up from you know, some of your Bunnings and Sydney tools and stuff like that. It's just a claw, helps you grab stuff, you know. So you push it in, claws open up, and when you let go, it retracts and grabs whatever. So yeah, we're gonna push this claw through. So gonna push it through like that. That will come out over here. And all we do is just open up the claw, put it in, and then pull back up. Be careful. Trying to get it onto like a sometimes it's a little bit difficult because the big stuff gets caught in the way. And it comes out like that. So now that we've got our loom up here, okay, it's pretty much plug and play. So we plug the loom. I'll show you. This is the head unit here, so we plug that into the back of it, which is pretty straightforward. Our power one goes into the black with black, and these you can unplug one side because the other side here, the tabs on top here just won't line it up and it won't let you plug it in. So power with power. RCAs that comes with it. the red one goes to the red and white one, or black go with the white one. So left, right. I'll probably put it into the front channels there, because most factory Bluetooth from the head units will revert to the front channels only. So either way, leaving the rear channels, if you've got more than 2 sets of RCAs, leaving the rear ones free for if you want to put an amp and subwoofer in there, which this is the trigger for the subwoofer here. And then now we just plug our antenna in on this side here. So pretty much plug it into there. And just gonna open it up, push it in. I'm just gonna shove it in, put the screws back down, and then put the secret socket back in, and then pretty much we're ready to go. Okay, let me just turn it on and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so just go in there for now, if it stays. We've got our ignition source. For this to work, what you got to do is press the AM button to AU, which is aux. Then turn on your head unit down here. That turns it on. Let's go to CD. So let's crank this up to about all the way, and then come down a few notches. So probably about, if that goes 50, I'll probably turn it back down to about 45 or something. You know. That way there, now we can just control from the sewer. And that still works as well. Your fast forward rewind has to be done from the head unit, but pretty much that's it. You know, we just gotta put everything back in. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. I will show you the rest of the process of how to put it back. Okay, and yeah, show the end product of it. Okay. Okay, so what you got to do is push it in, okay, all the way, and then push the 2 screws back in down here, which I'll show you now. So just push back with one finger and then the other one. Just push the screws in. The screws come from the top there, so just push this back in. And push the screws in like that. So trying to get it to line straight up again. And then we've got our 2 side panels, which comes up like that, lines in, pushes in, and then got little screws back in on here, which holds it in place. Same thing as the other side. Push up, in. Those 2 screws back in. Now you've got to put this one in first before we put our cigarette socket in. Okay, so cut the wire out if you can. It's going to be a little bit of a snug fit down there, but grab it out. Trying to plug it in. This is the part where it's going to be a little bit tricky, so if you can, try and pull it out just a tad more than what it's supposed to. Plug it in so your cigarette still remain active, and then we just slide in like that, like so. Tuck the wire on the side there, so out of the way, and then put our little tapered screws back in that little hole there. So this is the part where a drill comes in handy, because sometimes it's just hard to see. There you go. And she's in. Okay, so make it look nice and neat. Just tuck the wires up or so. And then got it back again. That's not radio, on the CD.
You're rocking with the best.
So yeah.
Michael Black.
You can use an old CD if you want to, or whatever. But yeah, this old one still works like normal. But then if you want to revert to the new one down here, just press the AM to say aux, and then turn this one back on. So there you go. Give it a like, subscribe. And yeah, hopefully I'll make more of these, and hopefully you guys can see the next one. I'll show you on double din one of this next time. Thank you.